Alright, well, it's the next day. Got the bike all packed up. We got that video uploaded last night. Hope some people watched it. So far, no one has, but I think that's going to be the curve for a while. So, like I said, we got the bike all packed up. Gonna rock and roll to Illinois. It's about 6:30 in the morning, Wisconsin time. But first, we're gonna have a little coffee, watch the news. We also gotta make sure we say goodbye to our kitties and give them some love, right, baby? Say hi, Nirvana. Yeah, you're gonna have the house to yourself for a day and a half. Papa, you're in charge, buddy. You're in charge. You guard the house. Look after your little sister. Well, I made it through about 5 minutes of the news, and it's all war and bombs and shootings and debt default. Don't get me wrong, I stay up on stuff. I'm not ignorant, but man, I'm just not in the mood today. So I think I'm gonna listen to a few Tom Petty songs. Continue petting the kitties. All right, here we go. First road trip with a full face helmet. Ought to be interesting. Bike's warmed up. Bye-bye, kitty. Off to Odell, Illinois. Alright, and this is pretty much the south side of Main Street. Now, ironically, if you go a few blocks over to the east, it's like the south side of town has its own Main Street downtown area, and that is not in fact Main Street, it's Oregon Street. They're unparalleled, but on the south side, Oregon Street is where all the bars and what have you are. That's the new arena they just built. I've been to a few cool shows there. Most notably, Anthrax and Black Label Society played there. It was awesome and surprisingly cheap. I wish the place would do more shows like that. I seen Blue Oyster Cult there. That was pretty cool. If you've never seen Blue Oyster Cult, it's probably your fault. They play everywhere and they're always on tour. Have been forever, always will be. I mean, that's just a known thing. Alright. Yep. I said sometimes I see them coming out of the bars, and I used to go to the same ones when I was in school, and it's just like, oh, there's that part of me that wishes I still could go out and do that kind of stuff, still have fun, but there's the other part of me that knows how shitty I'll feel. Getting older is a weird thing. Off the highway. I used to live in Fond du Lac, but I've lived in Oshkosh again for the last 2 or 3 years. 2.5 years about. Yeah, I thought living in Fond du Lac wouldn't be bad because it would be close to work. It wouldn't be, you know, a 25-ish mile drive, but I just never took to Fond du Lac. Here's Quick Trip. We sure love those in Wisconsin. We got them pretty much everywhere. Alright, gotta go for that shit. Yeah, that's where I work for my day job, Mercury Marine, right in there in that foundry. And this is where the pumping pantry is. This is where I worked as a chicken cook to save the money for this here motorcycle. And because Bob and Lois, the owners, were always really good to me, they're really great people. They do a lot in our community. Anytime I come through, I stop for gas, get whatever I need. This is where I come to get gas once a week for work. It's cheaper in Fond du Lac too, that helps. But yeah. Bob and Lois will always get my business. Okay, trying to do 2 things at once is proving difficult. Alright, live to ride to get gas. Alright, first stop of the road trip for some munchies. I was hoping for a breakfast pocket. We got a pizza pocket, but that's okay. This is the pumping pantry in Fond du Lac, and we're right by where I work, Mercury Marine. And we got about the first 25 miles done. Quite a bit more to go. So, let's scarf this down, hit the road. Ugh, just had a moment, man, I tell you. These last 6 weeks not being able to work out or nothing, I sure feel it, man. I feel like a sausage inside my leather jacket, like a friggin' sausage. Trying to get everything all snapped up. Can't reach. Belly's too big. Jacket feels tight. Someday I'll do a little walk around, maybe stop and get dinner and do a video at the pump and pantry. They got really good food there. Not as good since I've been working, of course, but pretty good. Best fried chicken around. It's kind of known for that. Nice Porsche, buddy. Someday. Tell you about being conflicted. Football's pretty big here in the Midwest. I grew up, my dad was a Bears fan from Chicago, like legit from the city. My mom's whole family, Packer fans. Alright, we made another little stop. We're about 10 miles south of Milwaukee. Traffic's getting pretty heavy already. I was hoping we'd be early enough to beat it, but it looks like we're not. So gonna get a quick leg stretch in here and reroute to some back roads, some county roads and stuff like that. I don't really plan things, like I said, not really my deal. What I'm gonna do is just change the setting on my phone to avoid interstates and take it the rest of the way south of Chicago. See you in a few. Alright, a few technical issues out of the way. Hopefully we're right as rain. Shit, little gravel. It's always nice. Don't really know what we'll see from here on out, but we'll be back roads from here to Chicago, south of Chicago, because I don't feel like it. Cruising through Sussex, home of one of my best buddies, Corey. He just got married a few weeks ago, and a couple days before I wound up broken my foot, so I was immobilized and could not make it to them festivities, and that upsets me. Gonna have to hit up with him this summer, maybe catch a Brewer game. Went to my first Brewer game with Corey, so it's always fun when we get to go to another one again. We've definitely been to a few together over the years, a few opening days. Those are always fun. Whole group of the guys from my old college fraternity get together for little trips and things like that every once in a while. I've been on the opening day for Brewers Stadium a few times. It's always a blast. I wish I could make it every year. But wish in one hand, shit in the other. That's the way she goes. Hopefully we'll all be getting together soon. Summer's just starting, and we definitely get the most out of our summers in Wisconsin because they are short, and that tragically short. Since taking these county roads and stuff is going to take us through the main street of every little town, let's take a little tour of Waukesha, home of one Arthur Fonzarelli. If you remember the Christmas episode, he said that's where his family was from or something like that. I don't know. But another pretty little Wisconsin town. You really don't get spoiled, or like, you get spoiled for stuff to look at in Wisconsin. It's a very visually pretty place, even when the weather will kill you. But the coolest thing about Waukesha, well, I mean, aside from Fonzie, I don't know, it's a tie. Les Paul, inventor of the Les Paul guitar, is from this town. And I love me my rock and rolls, so definitely I've had a Les Paul myself. It was nice, not a real one. It was a not a Gibson, of course. It was the old Epiphone. But I enjoyed playing the shit out of it. I mean, as badly as I played. It does feel good to out here. It's like spreading your wings, man. God, even on the interstate, it's cool just traveling, but it is nice to get off of the highway and take these roads. Just see everything laid out before you. Can get kind of tedious sometimes, though. Gosh, going through little town after little town after little town, 45, 25, 45, 25, but oh well. Stretches like this are nice to make it worth it. Cruise through about 60, 65. Just taking it in, man. Everything's finally green again. Green and purple. Rows of corn. Not a bad way to be. Alright. Was not planning on making a stop quite yet. Wanted to wait till I got a little farther, but then I seen what town we were coming through. Beautiful Genoa City, Wisconsin. I will give you a minute to think about the cultural and historical significance of that. But if you ever played hooky from school and watched Price is Right, you know what was right after The Price is Right? Young and the Restless, which took place in this fair city right here. Drink it all in. It reminds me nothing of the soap. The soap reminds me nothing of this town. I really wonder why it was set here, because there is no bearing, like there's no plot points at all, I don't think, in the show that involve Genoa City or Wisconsin. It could have just been anywhere. But there we are. I'm not going to pretend I watch soaps or anything like that, but I did play hooky from school when I was younger, and Price is Right with my mom every time, whether I was sick, legitimately or not. But yeah, Price is Right, and right after that, Young and the Restless, baby. Victor Newman, my hero. Where are you, Victor? I'm coming to find you. Ooh, and now he is in Illinois. I better start driving like shit so I fit in. Oh, here's a little spot to stop.